it's been raining all week and I finally got a break on the weather. So I'm going to kick on with the camper today. And last week on the last sunny day that I had, I actually got up on the roof and I did all the canvas all the way down to the front. I cut in the skylight too, so that I can put the fan up there. So that's canvas up there, it's all painted over. I'll put another coat all the way around everything and we're pretty much ready for paint. I've even just given it a light sand just to rough it up a little bit so that the paint sticks. And I've bought a new toy so I can actually get this done. And I need to just mask up and get painting before I run out of daylight. Or it rains. I hope it doesn't rain. So, as a side note, I've had this never-ending battle with the doors and I've decided to change them completely because I don't think I can make them work. And I knew I probably couldn't make them work from the start, but I persevered just in case I could. I'm still going to paint them today because basically my goal at the moment is to get everything waterproof to a point where if it's raining I can work inside the camper, I mean. Yeah, so the doors are going on as placeholders and then I'm going to come up with another plan which I already have in my head. I just need to make it work. So if I can get the outside completely painted and then get the windows on, get the roof fan in and get the back door on, and I can keep the weather out, I can start working inside. That is my goal today, is to get that far. Even if the doors are just sort of screwed in place and not actually working. If they keep the weather out, that's all I need. Could you please stick? Thank you. Alright, let's see how this other stuff works. Hey. How does this work? This way? Don't know why I'm starting here. I don't want to stick, that's for sure. This stuff's fucking useless. Oh. What is this? What sort of fucking voodoo is this? This is great. Fucking great. Inside or outside? Fuck, you gotta really ask it to stick there. And then what do you do in the middle? Okay. How? Nope. Stick now. Oh, fucking Temu crap. Yep. That's not sticking at all. At all. Hey. I've got another plan. So I've just covered canvas over the windows and the doorways, just so the paint doesn't come inside, basically. And a bit of plastic over there. Hopefully that is enough. Hopefully this gets us through. We'll see what happens. So when I thought about painting this camper, I was looking into all the usual suspects like the Raptor liner and something else, and I thought it's really expensive for what I want to do. And then I found this Profix Bodyguard, this stuff right here. And I looked for a local supplier and I found one in Bayswater. A place called Prompt. They do panel and paint supplies, I think, for automotive. Anyway, I went in there one day and I just sort of told them my plan, and I mean, oh, that sounds weird, but okay. And I bought one bottle of black Bodyguard and a paint gun, and said I'd go home and try it and see if I can use it or not. And I didn't go back for about 6 months. But literally when I walked in the door, the dude that served me last time just looked at me and went, "Oh, hey, how'd your project go? How'd your test painting go?" And I couldn't believe he actually remembered who I was. So big ups for Prompt in Bayswater if you need any paint supplies. good friendly guys. They know what they're talking about. I don't know how long they've been there, but and also not paid to say anything. But yeah, really good service. So I got this this stuff here, which requires hardener, and they also gave me some pigment as well, and which is pretty much the same colour as my Pajero, for good reason. Because if it works well on here, I'm going to paint the Pajero with it too. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I've got to mix some of this up. It's like 100 ml of paint per bottle and one of the bottles of hardener, and shake it for 2 minutes and then paint. So I've never painted this stuff before, so I have a plan. So these doors, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to keep these doors. I've got an absolutely new plan for the doors, which, I don't want to actually tell you what it is. I want to make it a surprise. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to start painting these first because I have no idea how this stuff works, and I'm going to go for a real light coat, as light as it goes. So yeah, doors, and then onto the back door as a bigger surface to see how much paint I can use before it runs out. And as soon as I've finished doing that with a first coat, I'll go around the other way, but I've got a ladder. I'm actually going to get up on the roof and start on the roof from the other end, and then work my way back this way, and then probably paint from the ladder. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to probably get up there and paint around that side as well, and work my way back to that corner. And then I should be able to stand up here. Well, I'm wearing socks and sandals actually, for a good reason. I have to walk on the roof later. But yeah, and then maybe paint that, work my way to the front, and then I'll do the sides. But yeah, as I'm yet to see how this paint actually works, I'm going to have to use the doors as a test and see how far the paint actually goes. Need a screwdriver to open some, get the paint out. Hardener, one bottle, and then we'll see how we go. Ooh, now that looks dark. Maybe regretting the colour. So I need 100 ml of paint. Yeah. And I need, when it comes to painting, I need 30. It's a greasy splodge. Yeah, just fired it up and a bit of grease just sort of popped out the tip. Smells wonderful. Feels hard. See if I can get this painting without spilling it. Getting it all down the side. We'll need some sort of scraper to get this in. Is that a significant amount of paint, is what I'm trying to say. Should I have stirred the paint? I should have stirred the paint. Oh, I'm not doing very, it's a test, doesn't matter. First coat. First coat, doesn't matter. So apparently I get about an hour after I shake this up to use it. So no need to panic, really. So they tell me. What would Derek Bieri do?
Whittled up a stir stick. Now I could just mix it up like this.
I think that'll be it. Sounds like liquid in there. Ooh. I don't know, maybe I'll keep... There's room for thinners. They're supposed to come out thick though. And away we go. Oh, careful now. Okay, here we go. Did just want to see if there's a difference between spraying it down and horizontally and vertically. Yeah, those are the ones. I know what I'm trying to say. Keep going, I guess. Still feels like there's a lot in there. I was way too close. See if I can fill in the white spots I missed. Woo, it's going to take a while. The next bit's up on the roof, so I'm not going to take you up there, and I'm just going to put the camera away for a second, and then when I've done the roof I might show you. But yeah, I don't want to have to be thinking about running around on the roof and not falling off while taking shots, painting and stuff. Well, I'm 2 bottles down, so I've got pretty much that. That didn't come out great, it took a long time to do. Same with this one. Bit of a bit of tiger striping on there. This one, holding the bottle in the orientation that I wasn't getting into the middle, so I'm going to have to work out something to do there. I did get up on the roof and do some, but it came out really patchy. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm going to have to get up there and do that whole lot again. Or I might get some outdoor polyurethane paint and just do it with a roller up there, because no one's ever going to see that. And in between bits, as you know, I was just like painting little bits. Got it on a bit thick there and a bit thick there. And a bit thick up there. Because the paint just wasn't coming out the way I wanted it to. And it turns out that if I turned up the pressure on the compressor just a little bit, I got a bit more coverage. So what I've done so far, all that paint that you've seen is 2 bottles. I'm going to get this side finished. Then I might paint the other side. This is the last thing that I really need to do, because this is going to be all covered anyway. That whole thing is just going to be black aluminium. So yeah, we're not going to see that. I just need to do that wedge up the top really. That'll be the last thing I sort of do, I guess. Now they've got the spray gun worked out. Watch how this stuff goes on. Oh! If I can stay on my feet, that is. It's a lot more paint-like. At least it was. Fairly unpredictable, actually. Maybe it's not mixed well enough. It was going on awesome on the other side, and then suddenly it just changed here. Hope that doesn't mean I've like sprayed out all the hardener or something. What's going on? I don't understand. Fuck all paint coming out of it. I don't know. I threw a bit of thinner in an old thing, and it sprayed really well. I'm hoping I can thin this out just a little bit, just make it spray better, a bit more coverage. And again. There we go. That's better. tiring work. And more pressure and just get blasting. That's the way to do it. I'm going to turn this camera off. I'm going to get this done. Well, the sun is about to hit the horizon. I only just managed to get it all painted, except for like the smallest bit. Let's have a look. So yeah, after I thinned it out a bit and hit it with a second coat, it's a really, really good finish. I like it. I was starting to panic because it was coming out really thick. And I didn't know what was going wrong, but yeah. So yeah, even this stripy door is a lot better. Looking not so bad. The bit that I missed out on is the bottom of here. And I don't know if you can tell on camera, but this red is a different red. Because I basically just poured some thinner into one of the mostly empty bottles and just hit it with basically just thinner. Get a bit of colour on it. As I said, that's going to be covered. Nobody's ever going to see that. Had a little bit of a mistake down here. But I do have a black can of this stuff, so most likely you're going to put the black stuff all down the bottom. But apart from that, everything else seems to have come up nicely. Definitely on this side, because I could see all the mistakes that I made and I knew where to cover them up. I actually went into the next door neighbour's yard and had a look at this side over here, and I can see a couple little light patches. I think you can sort of see them from here, maybe not on the camera, but I can. Yeah. So I really don't know how long this is going to take to dry, but I'm sort of stuck out here until it does. And I might be packing up in the dark. In the absolute darkness. So I'm going to pack up as much as I can, and then I'll just have to sit here and wait for this stuff to dry before I can either place it on the camper. No, I can't. Need some curing time, I think, especially with the thinner in it. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to leave it here anyway. So thanks for hanging around, and see you next time.